I know that he tried to open a club. We talked about this, where every comic was supposed to be clean, meaning you and I could not work the club.
No, it was a clean comedy club, not a clean night or a clean week, or we'd have clean shows. It would be every show would be clean. And I've talked to some people about that, and I want to ask him about this because apparently he also wanted it to be a green and clean comedy club. And by green, I don't mean new comics. I mean
environmentally friendly. How would you do that? Would they serve like vegan food or something?
Well, there was no parking at this place. I think he wanted people to ride bikes to the comedy show.
What? It's one thing if there's no parking. Did he literally come out and say, I want it to be a green club?
Yeah. This guy, and when we talk Dan next week, I'll tell him who I'm talking about so he knows I'm making this up. But he was asking about the parking situation because this is in downtown Bethesda. There's not a lot of parking. And what was the solution for that, or what was his plan for that? And he said, well, I want it to be a green comedy club, and I want, people to walk and take bikes and stuff.
Well, wait a minute. Is he going to serve alcohol?
How could you not? I mean, you have to make money. There's no way.
Well, are people going to ride their bikes and then get drunk and then bike back to wherever? By the way, don't you really
die? They're going to wreck and die. They're going to get hit by a car.
Don't you really limit your potential client or customer base? Yeah. If only people that are biking. I mean, this is, I guess I'll want him to defend it, but at the way that you're describing it, this sounds like the worst. Now, well, it was only open for a week from what we've heard. So yeah, I guess we're right. It is a horrible idea.
And I heard one other thing. And again, this is just what I heard. And Dan, you're more than welcome to say this isn't true or explain it.
And actually, this is good because we're not ambushing him. He has an opportunity to hear this and then address. Okay.
Yeah, he can address it. I heard from the same guy that Dan Nainan wanted to have a monitor on the stage facing the comics that would be a teleprompter, basically, because he didn't want the comics to have their jokes written down on paper. To which this guy responded, well, I don't want them reading off paper either, but I want them to have it memorized.
Wait a minute. Is this an open mic?
No, I don't know. Somehow, I guess if you work here, I have to email you my jokes, and then somebody has to type it in, and then somebody has to on the teleprompter to follow my rhythm and not get it. And I have to look at this. I don't understand.
So here's the thing about a comedy club. It's a business. I mean, if you love the art form, that's one thing. But if you don't make money, then you can't, what's the word, perpetuate, whatever the word is, the art form. You have to have financial success in order to have this. If you are saying that we only take bike riders and we're going to have teleprompters up, and it can only be clean. So remember, here's who's your audience is. People that are getting there on bikes, that they live close enough to this club. By the way, is it going to be open in the summer when it's like 90 degrees out? And then you're going to go in there?
It's raining. You can't go to the show. You're just, can't go.
So they have to be close enough to ride their bikes, and then they have to only clean comedy. Meaning you have to be close enough. Where was it, by the way? Was it in a really...
It's in Bethesda, which is an expensive area, so it had to be expensive, the building. Basically, his target demographic is 7-year-old girls.
I don't even know.
Clean jokes and ride your bike.
I mean, this is such a horrible business plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very, very interested. I think you said one more thing when we talked about before the show. Wasn't there an amount of people that he could seat, but he didn't want to open it until he could seat a larger amount of people?
This guy was questioning, well, why aren't you open yet? I've been by there. It looks like you're ready to go. And he goes, well, the fire code only allows us 300 guests, 300 people, and we want it to be at 400. So this guy was like, why don't you just open now and just don't sell more than 300 tickets? Why would you just not make money if it's sitting there? And I don't know what his answer to that was. But, he claims that he had investors to this. I can't imagine that you get people to invest $1 million or $500,000, and your business plan is we want bike riders who want clean comedy, and we want comics who read their jokes off a teleprompter.
I also don't understand how something's open for 1 week. That doesn't make any sense to me. So, let's say, for example, you open a restaurant, and you lease the building and you hire people, and do you only have enough money to stay open for 1 week, and then if that's not successful, you're out of money? I don't even get this.